Yo, what's going down, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, and today I'm back for episode number 8 of my Los Angeles Rams Connected franchise series here on Madden NFL 16. So today we are going through the bye week, and we are going to get into week number 7 here, where we're going to take on the Arizona Cardinals. But I wanted to go through the scouting and the game preps for the bye week as well as week 7. So you can see I'm looking at middle linebackers now. For the most part, the scouting in this episode, I'm focusing on the linebacking core. I looked at middle linebackers, right outside linebackers, and left outside linebackers. I talked about how I thought if I could find a middle linebacker for the future and move Trevathan to the outside, that would be ideal. But if we can't really find a good middle linebacker in the draft and we find a good stud outside linebacker in the draft, I won't hesitate to draft him and just keep Trevathan in the middle because he's still pretty good as a middle linebacker. It's not like his ratings change as an outside linebacker. I think it just kind of fits his skill set a little bit more. He's pretty good in coverage and stuff, but... Anyway, I also wanted to show you me progressing my players a little bit. I like to let you guys kind of see what stats I'm upgrading and so on and so forth. But anyway, I did up the sliders this game, so it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge than we got in that 42-3 drubbing of Buffalo in the last episode. So hopefully we'll have a little bit more of a competitive game. This should be a good one, though. It is a matchup of two 4-1 teams, Arizona and LA, tied for first place in the NFC West, as you can see right there. Pretty similar point differentials as well. Both have won 2 in a row, so similar teams heading into this matchup. And you can see the Cardinals are going to be without Michael Floyd, one of their best wide receivers. He is out for 7 weeks with a broken hand. Josh Hill out as well. We are at full strength with Todd Gurley back this week. He makes his return for the first time since week 1, where he did break that collarbone. So here we go from a Ram Stadium. I think the name that I like the most that have been suggested here is DraftKings Stadium, just because it's sort of taken over the NFL world these days. But maybe we'll just keep calling it Ram Stadium for now. I don't really know. But either way, Nick Saban getting his boys ready for their first, or I should say their second interdivisional matchup of the season. We did take on the 49ers. They did hand us our only loss so far. We are 4-0 in games where we don't have to play our division. But check this out, Robert Quinn getting things started. He just was not blocked there. I don't know what Arizona was doing to their left tackle. Doubles Nick Fairley there, but that left Robert Quinn just unblocked right to the quarterback there. So anyway, they would have to punt it away. Here's Tavon Austin doing Tavon Austin things on the punt return. Gets to the corner. He's going to get across midfield. 30. He will be pushed out of bounds at about the 29-yard line, but a good return gives us great field position. Here we go now, 2nd and 7 from the 26. Wells looking short. He's going to find Todd Gurley out of the backfield, and yes, there is Todd Gurley making his return now. 3rd and 10 from the 13. Looking left side. Somehow fit that ball through, but could not hang on. Marvin Jones cannot, I should say. So that would set up a 30-yard field goal here. That would be up and good. So Zerline gets the Rams on the board. Now after Arizona would punt it away, we get the ball back, but that is intercepted. Darrell Washington, a bad throw by Wells, and Washington made the play there. So that would set up 3rd and 6 for Arizona. They go short. It is Fitzgerald making the play, but he would be stopped short. That would set up 4th down. So Arizona is going to have to settle for a field goal of their own, and here is the 46-yard attempt. That one is up and good from, I believe that's Cairo Santos, I want to say, is their kicker. I don't really remember. But either way, here we go, 2nd and 5. It's Gurley up the middle. He picks up the first down and a little bit more, showing off the strength, getting the yards after contact. And then Wells looking left side. He's got his man Tavon Austin, who's going to pick up a big gain there of about 22 yards. Now it is Todd Gurley. He gets stopped short on 3rd down. That's going to set up 4th and short, and we are going to go for it. The QB sneak, usually money in these situations, but Wells is hit, and he is stopped short. A turnover on downs, and Arizona takes over. Now 1st and 10 from the 28. It is C.J. Anderson getting the handoff. He was signed by the Cardinals in the offseason. Apparently David Johnson not good enough for them. Either way, Anderson up the gut, picks up another big chunk there, as that is going to take us to the end of the first quarter. Now early in the second, 3rd and 8. Palmer looking, tons of time right side. That is called in by Fitzgerald, who tiptoes his way inbounds, keeps the feet in. Now 3rd and 8 from the 36. Palmer looking deep. That one was almost caught, but knocked away from Fitzgerald. That would set up 4th down. So another field goal attempt for the Arizona Cardinals. This one from about 53, and that is just in there. So Arizona takes a 6-3 lead. Now it is Wells on the ensuing drive for the Rams, finding Lance Kendricks out of the back, or not out of the backfield, but over the middle there for the first down. Now 1st and 10 from the 38. Gurley picking up about 6 on that play. 2nd and 3. We're going to go right back to Gurley up the gut, and he'll gain about 8 on the play. That would set up 1st and 10 now from the 48. Another handoff to Gurley, this time to the left side, cuts back to the middle, and picks up another big chunk right there. Now 2nd and inches from the 38. Right side, it's Jared Cook hanging on. There is a flag on the play, though, and when the camera zooms in on a lineman, that is usually not a good sign for the offense, and this one is going to be coming back due to holding. So on 3rd and 6, it's Wells out of the shotgun once again looking. He's got his man, and it's Jared Cook once again on 3rd down, picking up the first down. Of course, the man recently cut in real life. We've been hanging on to him so far in this franchise, and he's been pretty good for us so far, although definitely does come up with some big drops. Wish you could get that catching rating up a little bit. But left side, end zone, touchdown. Tavon Austin gets loose in the back of the end zone, keeps the feet in bounds, and the Rams take a 10-6 lead. Now late in the second quarter, it's Carson Palmer, play action, and he gets sacked by Willie Hayes. Now later we would get the ball back, about a minute to play. Over the middle, that is going to be Jared Cook getting loose once again, picking up 19 on the play. Now first and 10 from the 39 left side. That one is hauled in by Kenny Britt. Another first down across midfield here into Arizona territory. Now from the 49, 32 seconds to play, it's Marvin Jones over the middle fighting for the extra yardage. He gets brought down. Now second and 10 with about 10 seconds left. Wells right side. He overthrows his man, and it is intercepted by Jackson, who makes the play. That would send us to the half. So LA takes a 10-6 lead into the half. Our defense has played exceptional so far, only allowing 2.6 yards per play, and they have less than 100 yards of total offense, so we've been playing fantastic. But another interception for Wells, another really bad throw right there. Not necessarily a bad decision on my part. I would say that was more just an inaccurate throw. Sergio Brown makes the play, and then a bad pass interference call. Rather, not a bad call, but a bad play on the part of Amban Moats there. He grabbed the receiver Griffin. That is going to give Arizona an automatic first down. So later in the drive, as it continues 3rd and 5 from the 33, Palmer out of the shotgun looking left side. And a good pass breakup by Danny Trevathan on 3rd down. That would set up a punt away with the wind not in the Cardinals' favor here. They're actually going to punt it from the 33-yard line. This was a precarious choice. I would have gone for it personally if I felt like I couldn't have made the field goal there. So we get the ball back now at the 20. Only a net gain of 13 yards on the punt, and it's Jared Cook getting back to work there. He's going to pick up a big chunk getting across midfield into Cardinal territory. Now he's got 50 receiving yards on the day. Here we go, a handoff to Todd Gurley up the gut. He's going to pick up all 7 he needed there for the first down. Now later in the drive, 2nd and 10, another handoff. Gurley bounces to the outside, cuts back to the middle. He's going to pick up about 12 yards there. He's got 84 total on the day. Now later in the drive, 3rd and 9, Wells, tons of time looking. He's got his man. It's Marvin Jones, who falls down in the play, so he would not get into the end zone there. 2nd and goal, though. Wells dropping back. He's got nowhere to go to, but he's got a running lane, and he is into the end zone for the score. So LA goes up 17-6 here, looking pretty good, up by 2 scores now. The defense has played so well so far that you got to think we are feeling pretty good at this point, and hopefully we can hang on and pick up this victory. Now CJ Anderson, though, getting in on the action there. Now we send the blitz. That's going to free up Pierce Griffin. He's going to get across midfield and pick up a big chunk right there. Palmer, just 6 completions so far on the day, has been less than potent, and then on 3rd down, Palmer just throws it away. So on 4th down from the 41, they're going to send out the field goal unit. A 58-yard attempt coming up, and this one is going to go wide to the right. So LA takes over with great field position now from the 48-yard line. Here we go, 1st and 10. Wells out of the shotgun, looking. He's got to get rid of it. He gets hit hard, and he gets sacked by Peters. So we would have to punt it away eventually. Now ensuing Cardinal drive. It's John Brown over the middle on the slant route, picking out the first down. Now from the 36, Palmer dropping back left side. He's got his man. It's Griffin again, who's going to pick up a big chunk now from the 42, 3rd and 10. Over the middle, Palmer finds his man, John Brown. This young Arizona receiving core has showed up today as they are starting to make some plays here in the late going. Now it's CJ Anderson out of the backfield, picking up a first down. Then later in the drive, 2nd and 10, handoff. David Johnson bounces to the outside, gets a block, and he is into the end zone for the score. So the Arizona Cardinals get their first touchdown of the day, thanks to David Johnson. Now they will go for 2 to make it a 3-point game. Palmer left side, and he's got his man. It is Josh Hill there. I believe actually that is Scott Alden, the tight end, excuse me. He makes the play, and they make it a 3-point game. But Todd Gurley bounces to the outside. He's got a lot of room across the 40 to the 35. About the 36-yard line is where he will finally be brought down. A big chunk gain there. Then on 3rd and 1, Gurley picks up the first down, but there's a flag on the play, and it looks like this one is going to be coming back. We'll see what the official call on the field is. Looks like Jared Cook could be the guilty party, and yes, it is holding on the offense. So that sets up 3rd and 11 now. Wells dropping back, looking, and almost threw an interception there. So from the 37, remember the wind not in our favor now into the 4th quarter, so we're going to have to punt this one away, and a bad punt by Johnny Hecker only gets it to about the 15-yard line. So Arizona's going to take over now from the 15 on 3rd and 10. Palmer, tons of time. Finally, he's going to get hit, but gets away, throws it downfield, but it is out of bounds. That sets up 4th down, so we would get the ball back now. Ensuing possession, 3rd and 3, and Gurley is stopped short, so we would punt it away again, and Arizona gained a bunch of field position from that exchange of punts. The wind has been a big factor so far today, and it continues to be into this 4th quarter. Now 90 seconds to play. Palmer looking right side. A good breakup by Janoris Jenkins right there, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see what it is. And it looks like they are going to call holding on the offense. So we're actually going to accept this because it's going to take Arizona out of field goal range. So that's going to make it 3rd and 13 again. Arizona's got a second chance, but this does take him out of field goal range, as I said. So they make the completion this time. He stopped short, but they do pick up a couple extra yards, so this actually ended up coming back to bite us. We would have been better off just declining at the end of it. 4th and 1. That 55-yard field goal or so is up and good, and this game is tied. So here we go now. Wells trying to drive his team back down the field and get into field goal range. It is Tavon Austin making the play over the middle there. Now from the 40-yard line, Wells looking, tons of time, finally fires it right side, and it's intercepted. Patrick Peterson makes the play, and Arizona takes over with 20 seconds left from the 47-yard line. Now they only need to go about 15 yards to get into field goal range, and it's over the middle. That's a first down. Alden makes the play all the way to the LA 18. Then here we go on 2nd and 12. Anderson bounces to the outside. He's going to pick up a couple extra yards. They get back to the 19 there. From the 19, now 3rd and 10, Arizona kicks the field goal. It is up, and it is good. So LA has blown the 11-point lead, and now Arizona's got a 3-point lead. 3 seconds left. One final chance for the Rams. Wells scrambles to the right side. He can't even get the throw up, and that does it. Arizona comes into Los Angeles and hands the Rams their first home loss of the season and their first home loss in their new stadium. So there we have it, folks. A big come-from-behind victory for Arizona, and really, that was a blown game on my part. That interception late, that was an awful decision to make that throw, and just the defense couldn't hold up at the end of the game. It was too bad, unfortunately. So we end up with a 3-point loss. Arizona takes sole possession of first place in the division. We fall back to second place. We are now tied with the streaking Seattle Seahawks, both at 4-2. The Cardinals move to 5-1 with a victory. Take a look at some of the stats here. 4 interceptions from Wells. I'll say some of them are bad throws. A couple of them were bad decisions. I guess you can nitpick at each one if you wanted to. Gurley had a big game, though. It was nice to have him back this week. He had 140 yards on the ground. We are certainly going to be getting him more involved in the offense moving forward. And defensively, Darrell Washington, that guy's a beast. 14 tackles, and he did have 1 interception, I believe. And then you can see not a huge pass rush from us. Only Hayes and Quinn got on the sacks. I was going to say the sack sheet, but I guess it would be the stat sheet either way. That is going to do it. Hope you guys did enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'm out. Peace.